Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies.
Okay, some news that broke that wasn't supposed to cause a panic, hysteria, anything like that. The Saints are expected to release Michael Thomas. Not even expected. The Saints are going to release Michael Thomas, but it was a one-year deal. We all know that. But let's just kind of talk about it. Before we get into the Michael Thomas situation, we'll talk about his contract. For the ones that are new to this or surprised by this was always going to happen. So the Jeff Duncan report that's coming out, it's pointless, to be honest. This was always going to happen. Now the Saints reworked Michael Thomas contract from the original contract basically to a 1 year, $15 million deal or a $10 million deal, I believe, something like that. He had $5 million signing bonus, $10 million guaranteed. So they reworked that deal with a 1 year deal, and basically, if you just go look at his contract details, he had a $2.2 million roster bonus, and if Michael Thomas was on the roster March 15th, 2024, $119 million becomes guaranteed. Now, obviously, we're not going to guarantee 31-year-old Michael Thomas, who's rarely played the last 3 years, $119 million for one season, or however long it was going to be. That was just never going to happen. That was just numbers, fudging the numbers. Kai and Mickey Loomis doing what they do to work the cap. So this news coming out, it just shouldn't be shocking to anyone. I don't know why everyone's in the uproar about this. Obviously, Michael Thomas responding to Jeff Duncan. Hey, it is what it is. People feel the way they feel about Jeff Duncan for a reason. I have no thoughts on Jeff Duncan. I don't read his stuff. I don't pay attention to Jeff Duncan stuff for the most part. But Michael Thomas feels the way he feels. So in the 2024 year, it doesn't automatically void. The only reason why this is news and he's getting released, hand quotations, because it doesn't void automatically. If it voided automatically, then we wouldn't be having a discussion like 2025, 26, 27. Those are automatic void years. 2024, the Saints just have to go in and void it themselves. So it's seeming like he's getting released, but he signed a 1 year deal, man. Everyone knew that, so he was always going to be released this upcoming off season. Now, let's talk about this for a second. It's been a lot of Michael Thomas. It's basically 50-50 in the fan base. Oh, he's a crybaby. Oh, he's always hurt. Oh, he does this, he does that, or whatever you want to say. And it's the other side of like, Michael Thomas could do no wrong, this and that. And I think it falls, I won't say somewhere in the middle. I'm on the side of 80-20 on Michael Thomas' side. 80 to Michael Thomas' side, 20 towards the team side on this, if you want to call it a messy breakup. Now, let's go back to the original injury. Michael Thomas is in, maybe like 2 minutes and some change left. The game is over. The Saints are running the ball. He gets his ankle rolled up. It's football. Everyone says he shouldn't have been out there in the game. You can argue that, but it's football. You can get hurt on any play. Now, when you come back for that injury, I don't think he does surgery initially. He tries to play, tries to make a Super Bowl run that sets him back maybe a year or two, even more at that point. So you can't blame him for trying to go out there, trying to give Drew Brees, Sean Payton one more run at a Super Bowl with the team that was already aging. Hey, I commend you for that. That's all credit on my end. It's all credit on my end. Now, then obviously there's been some things. He's tweeted some things out. And it's hey man, people gonna tweet. He's an emotional player. That's what made him so good. Has a big ego. That's what makes him so good. None of these things are problems. But I can understand how some of the fan base is turned off by that, especially people that never played before, people that just don't understand. But you also don't see everything that's going behind closed doors. I don't either. And obviously, it's something there with the team, with him, with Sean Payton, with Dennis Allen, with Derek Carr. We can all see that by the tweets, and I like it. Hey, don't like make players stop tweeting. We get an inside look on how they're thinking instead of people just coming up there and not saying how they feel. I would rather much Michael Thomas tell us exactly how he feels than someone to get up there and lie. So, like I said, I'm more 80-20 Michael Thomas side on this, man. But you won't hear a bad word from Michael Thomas out of me after he's gone. Won't hear a bad word on Michael Thomas. When he was out there, it was a pleasure. When he was out there, the best in the business. I had plenty of arguments of Michael Thomas being the best receiver in the league, and they're not just going to forget that ever happened just because it didn't turn out well. Yeah, we signed him to 5 years, about $100 million. It didn't work out. Hey, shit happens. Shit happens. I would rather much give him that than to give a quarterback $150 million that, never mind. We're not going to go down that road. But no hard feelings. Obviously, this release was always going to happen. Now, we will talk about some things, man. Some things that Michael Thomas said. I actually want to pull up the Michael Thomas tweets because I want to get them exactly on what he said, because I think it's some interesting things that he said. I think it's very interesting. Hopefully he didn't delete them yet. Going to his Twitter right now. I think it's some pretty interesting Michael Thomas tweets. One in particular that I'm really interested. All right. Jeff Duncan, I'll read this quote. Jeff Duncan, funny. How they planning on releasing me if I was on a 1-year deal? Don't fall for it. He the same dude that tried to be my friend in season after saying I wasn't the same player in training camp. Next topic. Now let's go through this. But I just said, how are they planning on releasing me if I was on a 1-year deal? That's just a fact. He was always on a 1-year deal. It was never a 2-year deal. They were never picking up a $120 million option or anything like that. So this news that Jeff Duncan's putting out, I think it's for show. And he's kind of right. I think it's just for show because he can't really release somebody that's wasn't going to be on the roster. That's just no. Then the next tweet, this is where it gets a little fireworky for me. Jeff Duncan is a hoe, trying to stay relevant, so let's speak on it. The Saints leak information to him trying to ruin players' value, but see, I'm not broke, so I can speak on it. He's broke, he need clicks. Go look at all his articles that never end up being true. It's a lot to unpack there. Obviously, he's taking shots at Jeff Duncan out the gate. I don't care if that's between them two. Now, the key part that I care about, Saints fan, the Saints leak information to try to ruin players' value. Now, you can look at that either way. I think the Saints are just leaking information to him. That's obviously he has some scoops sometimes, and maybe I don't think they're trying to ruin players' value. Maybe when they're free agents, maybe, but he also had an article out maybe in January, December, somewhere around there, where he said the Saints should get rid of Michael Thomas and Marshawn Lattimore. Now, why would the Saints leak that to him and then they're going to try to trade Marshawn Lattimore? You don't want to ruin the player's value that you're trying to trade. That would just be idiotic. We've done some idiotic things, but I don't think we're that stupid. The part about him being broke and all that, I don't care about. But they say go look at all his articles that never end up being true. There's some truth to that. He's missed sometimes. Then he had one more tweet. Look at this clown. Y'all think he no ball? Yeah, right. Y'all really clicking links to what he writes. Good luck. And then he said, look like he take them salt things. I don't know what Michael Thomas talking about on that, all that. I'm just here for the football part. Their beef can be their beef. It's just interesting. This shouldn't have created the ruckus, shouldn't have created all that. Michael Thomas was always going to be, like I said, released. He just was never coming back. He was always going to be a free agent after this year. And hey, man, hopefully goes to the AFC and does well. He's petty though, man. If he stays in division, it wouldn't shock me. He's a petty guy. He'll probably try to kill us. And we'll talk about the Marshawn Lattimore stuff. Actually, we can just talk about a little bit now. If we trade Marshawn Lattimore, I already tweeted this. It just wouldn't be smart. I think the relationship with Dennis Allen is probably ruined, and they probably want to get rid of him. If you remember the days without Marshawn Lattimore here at cornerback, if you're old enough to remember, it wasn't pretty. His rookie season, he came in and changed the secondary from day one. And if you get rid of it, it's a price you pay. I like Alontae Taylor. I like Adebo. I like them. Really good players. But it's different when you got number one. It's different when you got a guy across from you like Julio Jones, A.J. Brown, and you say, hey, you go get him. I don't have that faith in Adebo. Don't have that faith in Alontae. I think they can cover those guys and do well on occasions, but every week, hey, I want you to cover Devontae Adams. I want you to cover Jamar Chase. I want you to cover T. Higgins. I want you to cover blah, blah, blah. Justin Jefferson. I want you to cover whoever. And that guy goes out and do it. Keenan Allen, whoever you want to name. Mike Evans. And he goes out and does it every week. Win some, lose some, but he's there every week when he's healthy. That's a tough ask for any corner on our roster. And I don't want to waste a first round pick on a corner when we have him. So we'll see how that Marshawn Lattimore situation plays out. But man, hey, it's the Saints, man. What do we expect? It just can't be normal with us. So we'll see how this plays out. Michael Thomas set to be released. That was obvious. Like I said, his contract, the guarantees kick in on March 15th. So he's going to be released, hand quotations once again, before March 15th. This is not news. But hey, let me know what y'all think about this situation. And kind of glow as always, it's the Boot Tragedies. I'm out.